Welcome to Mastering Blockout Level Design. Today, we are looking at the exact process professional studios use. This is the single most important step that separates designers who truly understand gameplay from those who are just decorating spaces. So, what is a blockout? It is the very first playable version of a level, built using simple geometry like cubes, planes, and cylinders. It allows us to validate our spatial proportions and level logic before any final art is created. A blockout is strictly about the raw spatial framework. There are no detailed props, no polished lighting, and no materials. If a level isn't fun as a bunch of boxes, adding high-res textures won't save it. You will often hear this phase called greyboxing because we apply uniform neutral tones, usually flat gray to all our geometry. This completely eliminates visual distractions, so we can focus strictly on how the level flows. Our main goal is to test the layout, pacing, scale, and combat encounters. We want to answer one critical question. Can players figure out where to go without getting frustrated? Here is an industry secret. When a blockout is fun, art amplifies it, but when a blockout is confusing, art only hides the problem briefly. Art can enhance a level, but it can never fix poor gameplay. We use this stage to answer questions that a piece of paper simply cannot. Does a jump distance feel fair? Is a combat arena the right size for the enemy count? You need a player moving through the space to know for sure. The true value of a blockout comes down to studio economics. Changing a layout during the blockout stage takes minutes. Making that exact same change after art production is finished can take days or weeks. Think of a blockout like a science experiment. It isn't a final layout. It is a hypothesis. Every room and corridor is a proposed solution to a design problem, and playtesting will tell you if your solution actually works. A lot of beginners rely too heavily on written plans. But remember, you cannot playtest a document, and you cannot feel pacing in a spreadsheet. Playing the level reveals things that planning never will. Before you place a single cube in your engine, you need a one-sentence level goal defining what the player must accomplish and feel. If a room or encounter does not serve that specific goal, it gets cut. Next, map out your critical path. This is the absolute minimum sequence of spaces and objectives the player must pass through to finish the level. Everything else is just an optional detour. Start by drawing a rough 2D plan on paper or a whiteboard. Map out your major encounters, locked doors, and important sightlines. You aren't drawing art here, you are mapping out your design intent. This is what separates amateurs from pros. Player metrics. These are the exact numerical values that define how a player interacts with the game, like movement speed, jump height, and combat range. These numbers dictate every single spatial decision. For example, if your character moves at 6 meters per second, a 60-meter hallway takes exactly 10 seconds to cross. Is that 10 seconds intentional pacing or accidental boredom? If you design spaces based on feel instead of metrics, you are just guessing. Guessing leads to jumps that are impossible to clear and arenas that become completely chaotic when enemies attack. Once you know your metrics, build a rough out. This is your first pass using basic shapes just to test the layout and flow. It should be built fast, and you shouldn't be afraid to throw it away if it doesn't work. A great workflow is to start big and go small. Place massive chunks of geometry to define the overall shape of the level first, and only then zoom in to refine specific areas. Once the rough out proves the layout works, replace those loose shapes with a metrics-accurate blockout. This means ensuring every doorway, platform, and cover piece perfectly matches your exact player metrics. Don't build flat levels. As legendary designer John Romero advises, always change floor height when you change floor textures. Elevation. Changes add rhythm to a space and make combat way more interesting. To build efficiently, use modular kits. These are grid-aligned geometry pieces like walls and stairs that snap together cleanly. By keeping everything to a base unit, like 100 units in Unreal Engine, you ensure there are no gaps. When do you playtest? The exact moment a player character can move through the space. Research shows that testing with just 5 users will uncover the majority of your navigation and pacing problems. The golden rule of playtesting: sit down, stay quiet, and watch. Do not explain the goal, and do not defend your choices. Let the flaws in your design speak for themselves. Watch their behavior closely. Where do they stop moving? Which spaces do they ignore? A player who spends 40 seconds walking in circles tells you a lot more than a player who just says, "I liked it." Good level design is iterative. Build, playtest, revise, and retest. It is crucial that you only fix one problem at a time, so you can isolate exactly which change actually improved the level. If playtesters consistently fail at the exact same problem after 3 or 4 fixes, the issue is structural. At that point, no amount of tweaking will help. You have to delete the problem area and rebuild it. When making fixes, aim for small deltas. Move one landmark, widen one choke point, or add one light, then test again. Changing 5 things at once means you won't know which fix actually helped. Your job doesn't end when the art team takes over. You must regression test after the art pass, because final meshes change collisions, and the clear path in greybox might get blocked by a detailed prop. The most expensive mistake in level design is rushing to art too early. Polishing visuals on a layout that players abandon after 2 minutes locks in your design mistakes, making them incredibly hard to fix. A strong blockout proves to studios that you understand spatial reasoning and problem solving. Remember the golden rule: build the gameplay first and let the visuals support it, not carry it. Thank you for watching. We hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe and like. See you on our next video.